So I'm in the hospital and they start me on the magnesium drip. And when they start the magnesium drip, it felt like my insides were on fire. Like every vein in my body was on fire. And the nurse was there just holding my hand. She was like, I know it burns. I know it burns, but it's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. It's almost over. Like she was sitting there like holding my hand, talking me through that drip. And I was just crying. I was just like, it hurts so bad. It hurts so bad. And she was like, but it's going to help the baby. Hopefully it helps the baby. Hopefully it stops your labor. Hopefully, like, just think that this is helping. This is helping. I know it hurts, but it's helping. And when she said that, I'm just like, okay, it hurts, but it's helping mentally. All right, it hurts, but it's helping. She was like, just think of something, just escape. See if you can find something to think about that'll take your mind off of it. And I was like, okay, all right. So I'm sitting there. This, mind you, this drip was supposed to take 15 minutes. It took 15 minutes. It was 15 minutes of my veins burning, but it felt like longer. When she told me to imagine, like just take my mind somewhere and just take my mind off of that burning sensation, my mind instantly went to my family. It instantly went to my mama, because I'm just like, I need my mom. Like, I want my mom. I need my mom. And I'm just like, I'm here by myself. I'm like, he hit me with this damn bone. I could possibly lose this baby. Yes, I didn't really want this baby, but I didn't want to lose it this way. And then now it's going to be his reason to be mad at me if I lose the baby this way. It's going to be worse. And I'm just like, I don't know what to do. I'm already trying to get myself out of it. And I'm just thinking. I'm just like, well, it could get better. It could get better if I don't lose the baby. If I have the baby, maybe he could get better. I know. Y'all are just like, shut the fuck up, Kiana. Thinking about this man and him getting better. He's not gonna get better. I know. But at that time, I'm just like, what am I supposed to do? Because I didn't have my support system there. My family wasn't living in the same city that they were 3 hours away from me. My family was 3 hours away from me. I wasn't talking to my mom. I had blocked my sister Raven. I was my only point of contact to my family was my sister Brittany. And I'm just like, my family, my friends, I'm here by myself. And it's just like, I just want to scream. Because why? Like, why am I going through this? And it's like, the more I started thinking about why am I going through this, the more I started to cry. And the nurse is just sitting there holding my hand. She's holding my hand. It's like, it's okay. I'm here. And she just started praying. When she started praying, that just did something to me, because I'm just like, I need this. Like, I'm thinking about the wrong things. I'm thinking about what this man can do to me instead of praying myself out of this situation. So I started praying with her, and we was literally in there just praying together. And then the drip was over. And when the drip was over, I was just like, oh, it's not burning no more. She's like, okay, all right. It's like, it's over. We won't have to do this again. We shouldn't have to do this drip again. We should not have to do this drip again. He's like, but we just want to make sure that this baby stays in. Like, just give him a longer, a fighting chance. It's like, okay, all right. She walked out. The doctor came in. He came in to ask me. He was just like, look, I just want you to know that if you go into labor and we have to do an emergency C-section, I need you to tell me what you want me to do. I was like, what do you mean what I want you to do? I was like, I've never had a C-section before, like, because I've always gave birth naturally. Like, I pushed both my other two babies out. So I'm just like, what do you mean, like, my options for the C-section? Like, what do you mean? Like, tell me what you mean, because I'm just, and again, I'm still here by myself. He was like, look, if you have to have an emergency C-section, there's a possibility that that baby is not going to make it. So what do you want us to do? Do you want us to try to save you or try to save the child? And I was just like, save the baby. Try to save the baby. He's like, okay, we can try to save the baby, but I want you to know that there is a chance that our efforts can go in vain, and then we're like using the resources and the attention towards the baby, and we could neglect you a little bit. He didn't say neglect, he didn't say it like that, but that's basically what he was saying. It's like, look, you want us to put all the attention on the baby, we can put all our attention on the baby, but you're putting yourself at risk if we're doing that. Or do you want us to put all our attention on you and then like let the baby slowly pass in your arm? Like, do what we can for the baby and then let you hold on to the baby as the baby, just make the baby comfortable as the baby transition. And I was like, say the baby, 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 say the baby. I'm like, just say the baby. He was like, okay, all right. He left. The nurse came in and she was just like letting me know like the next steps that was gonna happen. Like they was gonna keep me in there, they was gonna keep me on like all the monitoring stuff. They was gonna come in each morning, do my ultrasound, because they did the ultrasound and they saw that there was no fluid. Like all of my fluid was gone, but somehow there was like the baby was like, my son was still in there flipping. Like he was still in there turning around as if it was fluid in there. And I was like, that's a good sign, that's a good thing. And I'm just like, all right, like good. So she was giving me all the rundowns, the ins and outs of what's gonna be happening until I give birth or whatever. Not maybe about 7 o'clock, D called me and was like, hey, so what you want me to do with the kids? I was like, well, it looks like I'm gonna be in here for a while, and I don't know how long, like I'm gonna be in here until the baby gets here. So I was just like, it's summertime. I'm like, bring Jackson to the hospital, take Carter to the daycare, and I'm gonna text his dad and let his dad know what's going on, and let his dad know that, like, look, I'm gonna be in the hospital, I need you to take care of Carter. And he was just like, all right, I'll drop that little nigga off at the daycare and I'll bring Jackson with me. I'm just like, okay. Up until this point, D has not been left with my second child at all. The only reason why he was there was because I was in the hospital and the kids were in my custody. So at 7, he dropped my son off at his daycare. He brought Jackson to me. And on his way to bringing Jackson, when we got the phone, I instantly text my baby daddy, because I couldn't call him. Because anytime I call him, he always flips my word. So I have to try to communicate with him via text so that I can have a record. And I'm so glad that I did, because that's gonna come in later when we're in Maryland. I know I keep saying it's gonna come in later, and trust me, when these parts come in later, I'm like, look, remember when I said it's gonna come back later? Look. So I text him, I'm like, hey, I'm in the hospital, my water broke. The doctor said that they gotta try to keep me, they're trying to keep me in here until I deliver at 32 weeks. They want me to stay in here to 32 weeks. They're gonna try to keep the baby in until I'm 32 weeks pregnant. It was like, I don't know how long I'm gonna be in here, but Carter's at the daycare. I'm gonna need for you to hold things down with Carter until I get out. I was like, he can still come visit me, but I won't be able to, like, we won't be able to continue doing the custody because I'm in the hospital. So it's like, Carter's on you until I get out the hospital. And he was like, okay, well, all right, well, take care. Like, I hope you feel better. And I was like, okay. And I was like, if you get a chance, like, you can bring Carter to the hospital to see me. He was like, okay, we'll see what we can do. Never brought Carter to the hospital to see me. Never. But D and Jackson came to the hospital. It was maybe around like 8:30 when they got to the hospital. They got to the hospital, sat down, and as soon as they sat down, the doctor came in. He came back in to do his rounds for the morning. He was like, hey, giving me the same rundown again. They had literally just gave me a couple of hours prior. He was like, we looked at your ultrasound. We saw that the baby, like, you are completely out of fluid. You are completely out of fluid. But the baby still, his heart rate is still good. Everything is still good. We're going to try to keep him in there. But again, I have to ask, if the baby decides to come early, like if he decides to come before 2 weeks from now, again, there's a possibility that he's not going to make it. But the longer you're in here, the more his chances of survival is going to increase. So that's why we're trying to keep you in here. So I'm going to ask you, if the baby comes now, do you want us to try to save you or save the baby? he looked at me, and I kind of like looked over at D, and D like,